What if you went to bed on September 2nd and woke up on September 14th? In 1752, the British government literally deleted 11 days from existence. And people were so furious they rioted in the streets, screaming, "Give us back our 11 days." Stay until the end to discover how a calendar change nearly caused a revolution. It's September 2nd, 1752, and you're living your perfectly everyday life in Britain. You go to sleep expecting to wake up on September 3rd. Maybe finish some work, visit the market, and complain about the weather. Instead, you wake up and it's September 14th. 11 entire days have vanished into thin air. The British government has just announced that it is adopting the Gregorian calendar. And to catch up with the rest of Europe, it is simply erasing 11 days from history. Poof, gone, like they never existed. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. People lost their minds. They weren't just confused. They were genuinely terrified that their lives had been shortened. Think about it. If you were planning to get paid on September 10th, did you lose that money? If your rent was due September 5th, did you still owe it? Mobs gathered in the streets, chanting, "Give us back our 11 days." They genuinely believed the government had stolen nearly 2 weeks of their lives. Some people thought they'd die 11 days earlier because of this change. The panic was real. The irony? Britain was actually 200 years behind the times. Most of Europe had already made this switch as early as 1582. But Britain, being Britain, had refused because the new calendar came from the Pope, and they weren't about to take calendar advice from Catholics. For nearly 2 centuries, Britain lived in a completely different time than its neighbors. When January 1st arrived in London, it was already January 11th in Paris. Imagine trying to schedule international meetings. The chaos was immediate and hilarious. Landlords didn't know when to collect rent. Workers demanded full pay for the month despite losing 11 days. Some people celebrated their birthdays twice that year because they weren't sure which date to use. The funniest part? The riots eventually died down when people realized they hadn't actually lost any time. The sun still rose and set the same way. They just relabeled the days. The next time you're running late and wish you could skip ahead a few hours, remember the people of 1752 who literally lived through time travel, but spent most of it complaining about it. Sometimes the most extraordinary changes feel like the end of the world until you realize time keeps moving forward no matter what we call it. If the government were to announce tomorrow that we were skipping 11 days, what would be your biggest concern? Your paycheck? Your birthday? Missing your favorite TV show? Drop a comment below and let me know how you'd handle sudden time travel. If you love stories about ordinary people dealing with absolutely bizarre situations that seem impossible today, you need to join the History Sparks community. Hit that subscribe button because we're exploring the moments when everyday life got turned completely upside down by decisions made in fancy government buildings. Don't miss another incredible tale of how regular folks survived the weirdest moments in history. Your next favorite, "Wait, that actually happened?" story is waiting for you.